What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the GoodeBaker Podcast. My name is Nick Baker. Across from me, Shane Good.
Word.
And we're here to talk to you about some video games. What's up, man? How was your Easter weekend?
It was full of eggs.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad. With the holidays, everything always gets crazy. Family, back and forth.
For sure, dude.
But I mean, what's important here is what did you play this week in between all the craziness and
between the work week, between all that, I finally got a chance to try and put the fork in Persona 5. I saw that there was a new version of it coming out and kind of put me back in that mode, so I went into that JRPG again and
oof.
Oh man, I'm like 98 hours into this thing now.
Jeez.
I cannot believe it. And there's still more to go. I thought I was at the final palace, but I guess
that game
more and more. Yeah, it's gift
thick.
that keeps on giving.
Nah.
I also I dipped a little bit back into the Division. That end game is sweet. I'm finally fighting that Black Tusk.
Nice.
Those guys are crazy tough, but I'm starting to get some crazy weapons for dealing with those guys. What have you been doing, man? What's the flavor of the week?
So I've been playing a lot of Path of Exile still. That's my main hand right now. But I've recently gotten back into I got back into Fortnite a little bit, especially with the new Avengers game mode that launched today.
I saw that trailer. We watched a little bit of gameplay, man.
Yup.
It's looking pretty tight. Those special items, weapons, and stuff. Holy crap!
I mean, I haven't personally been able to play it yet. I heard the gauntlets have a little bit of, not the gauntlets, the plasma bolts for Iron Man's hands have a little bit of an aim assist.
Oh my god!
A little bit of an aim assist.
We were watching that, and man, this guy was a country mile away from these guys, just popping them 45, 45, 45.
It doesn't look like there's any head multiplier damage for it though.
Maybe
it looks
that has something to do with the aim assist. Maybe it's like a body assist,
and
it just goes straight for that body.
Yeah, it looked like I had a pretty good range on the aim assist as well. Also the axe, it looks like kind of a reskin of the sword that they came out with before. That shield, though, looks like it's a whole new deal. I mean, it blocked damage just like straight up whatever damage it was directly, which seems pretty good. I'm
curious as to the cone of defense that you would have, like if it's all in just kind of like a 90 to 100 degree angle of protection from the front, or if there's any sort of side mitigation.
That guy got wrecked pretty hard, but that guy was like 120 degrees to the right, so I feel like if it blocks that much,
man, that is absolutely insane. The weapons just look so cool. I think that game mode's gonna drive a lot of people to get back to that. Apex has been struggling a little bit, I heard.
Their content just hasn't been there.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was something that a lot of people anticipated with Respawn's, really any of the Battle Royale games. I think that the content drops that need to be in line with Fortnite if you're even going to compete. These guys at Epic are just pumping this stuff out.
Oh, man.
I also saw, it was just an article, it might be a rumor, but that the workers at Epic are working 60-hour weeks to get the content out as fast as possible. That's crazy.
Did hear something about, I read an article, kind of like snippet that somebody had posted on Fortnite, that they work crazy hours. They also get paid pretty damn fine though.
Yeah, I'm sure the compensation is there for sure, and it doesn't seem like they're not volunteering to do this stuff. If it was forced upon them, it's a whole different thing. But man, can you imagine just having crunch constantly?
Oh man,
there was the whole battle between the people and I forget what Call of Duty sect it was. I think it was whatever one did Modern Warfare, Sledgehammer.
I think that's Sledgehammer.
But anyway, they were really, really pushing that game out. There was a bunch of people working 80, 90 plus hours
Jeez.
and just killing themselves on that game. So hopefully that's not the case here. It doesn't seem like that's too much of a problem. But yeah, the new game mode, Avengers, man. We're gonna, or at least I'm gonna see that movie tomorrow. I hope it's not spoiled for anybody that's seeing it later. But damn, I'm excited for that.
Yeah, unfortunately I won't be able to see it tomorrow. I'm gonna have to wait until later on next week.
I will keep my mouth zipped. No problems here. You will not get any spoilers from this guy.
Well, that's good. Not to come out with spoilers for those who didn't know. Borderlands 3 is finally a thing. You know, big spoiler there. Yeah, only been working on it for
we
half the fucking
definitely
century.
Whiffed talking about this last week, but it was pretty loaded last week. This week's a little lighter, so I think we pulled this one from last week, and it's a good idea. Borderlands 3.
Yo,
you're a Borderlands player. I've dabbled a little bit. I really did like the first one. Played that one with an old friend of mine, and really, really fun. The loot aspect of it was on point. Like, so many guns you could get.
Gun porn, man.
Yeah, dude. So what's your opinion on this new one? Like, have you seen the trailers? It's coming out September 13th. I think that's a great thing that they're just announcing that date right out of the gate. Just announce the game, announce the date. Here's when you're gonna get your hands on it, and it's coming to the Epic Store exclusively for PC. So how's that make you feel?
Well, I mean, as a computer gamer, right? Steam is like, they are the gold standard for, like, if anybody wants to try and shoot any games out, like, you just throw them on Steam because, well, as a PC player, everybody has Steam.
Right.
At this point, you know, you don't have a computer, play video games consistently on it, not have Steam, and then to throw just the Epic launcher out for it. I mean, it's a big move. It's a bold move. I don't know how things are gonna work. Just for Borderlands 3 gameplay wise, I've seen what's out for it, and I've done a little bit of research into the characters and stuff like that. There isn't any characters that really stick out to me that I think are gonna be fun to play, because I think every Borderlands does a really good job at making all of their characters fun in their own aspect, and they make you want to play them for their own little, like,
right. They have
kick.
all kinds of, like, unique powers and
Yeah.
stuff like that. That's the one thing I definitely remember about the first one.
Yeah. Did you play the second one at all?
I feel like I started it, but I could not tell you anything about that game at all.
I mean, it's been, what has it been? I don't know.
Was
9 years?
Was that the one with Handsome Jack?
Yeah. Well, they're
okay.
in all of them. Like, Handsome Jack is in the first one.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Pretty sure. Maybe I don't remember as much about the first one as I thought, but man, Handsome Jack was a great villain. He had such good writing.
Yeah. Still, to date, favorite character, Claptrap. I look forward to how they're gonna, what comedy they're going to put in Borderlands 3, because these Borderlands games never fail to have a good narrative with just an underlining terrible comedy that's like,
yeah, man, that's what gets me hyped about them taking so much time to make these games. I think the last one 2 came out in 2013.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah,
something
2013,
like that.
6 years.
But man,
first one was
6 years, and it doesn't look a whole lot different. So that makes me think, like, man, they must have really put some time into, like, the script and, like, the powers and the different guns. So I'm super pumped. I'm definitely gonna check this one out.
Yeah. Also, for those people that are gonna go ahead and say it, Borderlands pre-sequel totally doesn't count as, like, it's a game. Yes, it was just a revamp of Borderlands 2. I think this is going to be on a completely different level. The algorithms for the gun dropping and the randomness of the variation modifications that the guns can have are going to be way different from what I've researched. So the gun porn just gets gunnier and pornier.
Oh yeah.
So
get that stuff, man.
I mean,
like we said, it's coming exclusively to the Epic Store.
Yes.
Man, Epic Store is starting to really make some plays to become almost a rival competitor to Steam. Probably not quite there yet, but...
Well, I mean, with the just sheer volume of players that run through Fortnite alone, I mean, you got a picture. If Borderlands gets a front page for all of Epic, then you're looking at like several million views just on that front page. Man. So, because, I mean, as a PC player, when you log into the Epic launcher, it brings you to the front page, and then you have to go to your library to launch Fortnite. So whatever's on that front page, every Fortnite player sees. Whether they're just loading it up or it doesn't matter, like that's front page right there. They all see it.
It's incredible how one game for these guys has just taken them from, like, you know, this company that has this great engine that a lot of people use to now this mega giant of, like, now we're gonna have this online store that's rivaling one of the biggest online stores ever created. It's insane.
It definitely, but I mean, they've proven their worth and their willingness to put in everything that they need to really show that they can handle it. I mean, look at the way that they handle battle royales, look at the way that they pump content out. They knew what they were getting into, and they've definitely shown people what that bar needs to look like if they're going to be a competitor in the industry for what they're going for.
And man, it just seems like battle royale game after battle royale game just keep coming and going, and Fortnite is the constant, and they keep ebbing and flowing with the market, and all these cool crossovers like the Avengers, and they've had all these great game modes and really experimental stuff, just stuff you wouldn't think to put in a game. These guys are just creating, and obviously 60 hours a week you can create a lot of stuff, and there's a lot of guys that work there, gals as well, and yeah, man, super cool.
It almost makes me wonder if they're going to show up at like an E3, or if they're going to show up at any of these big events. I wonder, because I mean, look at Sony pulling out of E3. I wonder if they're going to try and, I don't know, sneak into like a position, or...
When I heard that Sony was pulling out of E3, man, it wounded me. It wounded me deep. I love those Sony E3 moments, man. I'm always looking forward to that Monday slot, and that's like the bell ring. It's like the fight is on. Let's go. But now, you know, another one of my favorite companies makes some of my favorite games like Final Fantasies, and just great all around, is taking that slot. It makes you wonder what kind of big news they might have. That slot, you know,
that's what I'm saying.
They've had the Final Fantasy VII remake that's been in talks for quite a long time. They have that license for the Tomb Raider games. They could come out with some cool DLC for that. What do you think? What are you thinking?
I get pulled in so many different directions, but at the end of the day, I sit down and think, man, if they would give me just another Final Fantasy just layout, it would be awesome. I mean, I know they're not going to do it, but a buff to Final Fantasy Online, because I know I've gone back and forth between that game on computer, and I know it's still like they pump DLC out for it, but I wonder if at some point they're going to just completely overhaul the graphic wise and stuff like that. I feel like they haven't done a lot of graphical updates for it.
Right. Sort of like a World of Warcraft thing. They kind of had like a mid.
Yeah.
I don't remember when they upgraded, but they had like a serious upgrade from their beginning graphics. But as for Final Fantasy 14 goes, the online, they have tons of players still committed to that game. That game is great. I played it myself for a while. I have a level 50 or so character on there, so I've dabbled quite a bit, and the dungeons and stuff in that game are just awesome. Can you imagine? So this is just out of the ballpark here. Can you imagine Square Enix, that 9 o'clock spot? They just come on, they hit it, and it's Final Fantasy VII remake. And then from that they go Final Fantasy 16, and then from that they drop more Final Fantasy 14 DLC, and then they have so many things that they could pull out for that slot, and it makes me excited that they took that prime time spot, because now it doesn't break up any of that E3 hype
Yeah.
like I thought it would, because those earlier in the day, I think what's on that Monday? I think Ubisoft has a 1 p.m. slot on that Monday.
Yep.
And I think that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
I have the schedule here in front of me, all except for EA. I think EA's on that Saturday, that play. I think they're always doing that on that Saturday. But man, Square Enix could do some really cool stuff, and
yeah,
like I said, it doesn't break up that hype. You can keep that hype cycle going all the way into the morning when Nintendo shows their stuff on Tuesday, and it really keeps me excited. So can't wait to see what Square Enix has for that, and making big plays over there, man. Making big plays.
I just as excited for Square Enix. Same day, obviously, the Ubisoft, especially with the release and drop of Division 2 and the amount, like, just the sheer beauty of that game. I'm curious to know, like, what they're gonna do. Like, what is their next big play?
I imagine that they'll probably outline the roadmap for Division 2 a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe going into early next year, and this might be out of the ballpark, but maybe they'll do because they've released oh shit, stop me here. Their fighting game. Shit.
They're fight like a Mortal Kombat kind of.
No. The God, I just had it. No. Shit. Well, anyway,
Yeah.
I think they'll have a lot to talk about. Maybe even some more DLC for Odyssey.
Yep.
I've heard there have been some leaks of the next Assassin's Creed, the location of that. I haven't looked into it too much, but I've heard some leaks around that. So I'm sure they have a lot. They usually have so much to go through, and maybe they'll even have an update of their game that was the stinger last year. What was it? The one with all the anthropomorphic animals in space.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking
I know.
about.
I don't know what the name of that game was.
Oh, damn. Hold on, I'll look it up real quick.
Well, I mean,
vamp for me.
While you're looking that up, I'm gonna just go ahead and hype Skull and Crossbones, or Skull and Bones. Sorry, not Skull and Crossbones.
Yeah, man. I think they're taking the formula from what?
Black Flag.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag.
Yep.
Really, man. I love the ship battles in that game.
There was a lot of just really solid battles in that game, and they basically they're just taking the ship aspects from that game and just making it into their own game. I feel like it's going to be a lot like Microsoft's, oh gosh, what is that game called? The pirate game that Microsoft has out.
Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves. I don't play Xbox, so I never remember it. But
I'm digging deep for that one.
The Sea of Thieves, I feel like it's just gonna be almost like a better version of Sea of Thieves, and I'm real excited.
You're
about
gonna kill
this.
me, man.
No.
The name of that game is so simple. It's For Honor, and I didn't even
come on!
I didn't even find it on here. I was just looking, and I have all the games, like all kinds of crazy games. What are they putting on here? It's Assassin's Creed Chronicles. I'm looking the Ubisoft games, and the first one that comes up obviously is Rainbow Six. Maybe they'll have another Rainbow Six.
No, that game is. If they have a Rainbow Six, I would be or a Rainbow Six Siege,
or
Break
Watch Dogs,
Off,
there's so many things that they can do.
Oh,
that's going to be an exciting conference. It is always so exciting to see like what that Yves Guillemot guy, the head CEO, is going to come out and do. He came out last year with Shigeru Miyamoto and had the Rabbids and Mario game there.
I'd love to see them. I'd love to see them take their hand at a more difficult game, like a Dark Souls but with guns. Not that the Division 2 isn't hard enough, but man, am I a glutton for punishment.
Yeah, man, Dark Souls. Oof. I still haven't beaten the first one. I'm probably at the very end of that game, but it's just so brutal. I played it on PS3 and I still have that copy, and I will not let it go until I beat it, I swear.
Super good game. Unlike Final Fantasy, you can open any chest you want, and there probably isn't going to be a dragon in there.
No.
You got that to look forward to. However, the chest might fucking eat you. I don't know if you got to that point in the game yet.
Oh god, are there mimics? God, that's terrifying. Yeah, I don't. Maybe I did. Maybe I just forgot. I don't know. Like I said, it's been a little while. I'll have to dip back into that game. A lot of people say 2 wasn't very good.
Yo, if I'm gonna go out on a limb and judge the game, if you will, or speak about it, I say 1's the hardest one they've ever created.
Mm-hmm.
Simply because of just the sheer hitbox sizes and how clunky the game was. Fantastic for its time frame, but now we're used to a lot more smoother games, and the game is very difficult. You either make the dodge or you just get absolutely fucking clobbered. The second one, I thought it was a little easier. Good story still, but the third one, honestly, the third one's really solid work. The third one is, it's got a good mix between difficult, you can interact with other people, but you can also play with other people, and just big fights that a way that I wish you could have with the other ones.
Yeah, man. Dark Souls is gonna probably have to wait. You know, there are another. As for the E3 hype, I think we've hit that on the head. Square Enix taking Sony's spot is awesome and everything. But let's move on. Big games coming out this week.
We
were just watching a little bit of this gameplay before we got on.
It's true.
Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat, man, what a timeless game. Like, to just put a name on Mortal Kombat, timeless, over the top. Like, oh man, we were watching
ferocious.
That gameplay was
like ignorant. I don't know. We just keep going. Like, man, this game is just so abrasive to the eyes, and just in such a good way, man.
Yeah.
They come at you with all these fatalities that just split people's bodies in half, rip out their spines. Oh my god, it's the Mortal Kombat of old, just brought into a modern day and age. Like the commentary that they start each match with is so modern and cool. Johnny Cage is just this like crazy actor now, and he comes out, he's still punching guys in the balls explode, man. Mortal Kombat's just fucking cool.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, I don't know how they're going to handle this whole new online aspect and the kind of counter system that they've created, but just at the root of the game, man, it's just, if I could explain Mortal Kombat with 2 things, it would be over the top and just fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, man.
Like,
ridiculous is a very good word to describe it, because man, like you have games like Soul Calibur that have that like anime-esque style, or Geralt was in the most recent one. I still haven't picked it up and tried it, but I played old ones. It doesn't really seem like they changed too much of the formula there, but you have those games where you're just weapon focused fighting, and it's just, it feels really classic, whereas this game is classic, but it also brings an air of modern flair to it that I think just other fighting games aren't getting quite as well as NetherRealms is for the Mortal Kombat series.
For sure. I mean, not to not talk about Mortal Kombat, but I think there's something here that you're I can see it in your eyes. You're just itching to tell me about how Days Gone is gonna go for you tomorrow.
Yeah, man. Days Gone is coming out tomorrow. I know I went on and on about it like an idiot last week, but I'm really excited for this game. Reviews are rolling out, and they're okay. I think IGN gave it like a 6.5, which I think is pretty low for them. Usually they're in like the 8s and 9s when they review these big popular games. It's just maybe they're just shedding their bias a little bit. I feel like they have been giving out some better scores lately. But I'm still super pumped for this game. Like, tomorrow is just going to be a cavalcade of incredible entertainment for me. So I'm going to start the day playing some Days Gone. And I'm going to end the day watching some Avengers. I'm going to cry myself to sleep.
Dude, what a fucking day.
Wake up on Saturday, go back to work, shaking. My body is just broken. I don't know, man. But, yeah, dude. The Freaker Hordes are coming, and I cannot wait. This game's coming out tomorrow. I think I'm going to have to skip Mortal Kombat. Unfortunately. And it looks super good, but yeah, I think I'm going to be soaked right into Days Gone.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Mortal Kombat scene is not one that I've ever been good at. I break controllers when I play games like Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, man, it starts fights among the best of friends for sure.
Yo, hopefully Days Gone isn't like that. You know, fucking revive me, you piece of shit. That type of thing. You know?
Yeah. Oh,
hopefully that doesn't happen too much for you.
I don't think there's anybody there to revive you, man.
It's single player, right?
Yeah, it's all single player, I believe. I don't think they added a multiplayer.
Well, I mean,
that'd be insane. Oh my god, that'd make me even more hyped for that game.
There's always that.
Sony Bend, get on that multiplayer. Let's go.
There's always just terrible characters that you have to deal with, though. I mean, not to get, just a massive throwback, but if you look at Resident Evil 2, that remaster that they just did, super good.
Yeah, that's one of the games I did miss, but I really wanted to dive into.
But that fucking chick that you walk around with, that you have to protect...
Oh, that's Resident Evil 4.
Oh, that's 4? I thought that was 2. Is that 4 that you have to protect that girl?
Yeah.
Oh my fuck! I wanted to just fucking throw her in the dumpster.
Yeah, and there were points where you could just like hide her in spots like and it was almost necessary because if she was even close to you, she'd just get destroyed. Zombies would just like flock to her. And it's actually zombies. So yeah, Resident Evil 2 remake looks incredible, and it is in that style of the Resident Evil 4. So
okay,
I can see where you're getting that confused. And going back to Resident Evil 4, you beat that game, and you can literally put her in a suit of armor.
Really? Yeah. I did not finish that game.
You just throw her right into the weeds and just get those zombies all around her. Throw some grenades down, pop them with some shots. Man, it makes that game so much easier, at least in those parts. I'm so glad escort missions are a thing of the past.
I mean, you say escort missions a thing of the past, but it might be a thing of the future. You never know, because I want harder games, and if we're getting harder games, give me somebody to protect.
Hard is hard, but protecting somebody that can't protect themselves, I guess that, man, it would make it hard.
Come on.
Frustrating though. Is frustrating hard?
Days Gone.
Get back to me.
Hundreds of freakers all around.
Yeah.
You're on a motorcycle, driving 2 miles per hour next to a person jogging, trying to gun down these fucking freakers.
Oh my god, please.
That would be.
God help me. But yeah, man, those are the big games that are out this week. Are there any like smaller stuff on Steam? I'm not quite as avid a looker on that.
Steam's in a good spot right now, but there hasn't been anything particular that is launching that people are super excited about. There's always, obviously Risk of Rain has just gone right up the roof. There's been a lot of talk about updating Stardew Valley. They just released their mobile version, obviously not Steam. That was
right.
3 weeks ago?
Say something like that. Yeah,
2-3 weeks ago. That mobile version has taken off.
Yeah, the girls, man, they're getting into that for sure.
Oh my gosh.
My girlfriend, your wife.
Yup.
Our friends' wives. It's going crazy. And man, I dabbled in it myself on Switch. It is really fun. I just have a hard time getting into those farmer sim games.
Well, I mean,
for an extended period of time. They catch my attention for maybe like an hour or so, but then I'm out.
I mean, your girlfriend's got what, like 400 hours in that game or something?
She's killing that game. She's getting things I never even dreamed of in that game. It's so crazy.
But games on Steam. Jeez, can't fucking speak. I am looking forward to Rage 2.
Bridge 2.
Rage.
Oh, Rage 2.
Rage 2. Bridge 2? What the fuck's that?
It sounds like a Steam game to me.
Yeah, it really does. Which will be coming out on Steam and not Epic Launchers, just to clarify this.
Yeah.
But I mean, Bethesda. Was it Fallout 76? Not the strongest
let's not talk about that.
launch for Fallout 76.
I bought that game and I was so sad, man. I'm such a big Fallout fan, and Fallout 4 was good.
Yeah.
The story was pretty good, and the graphics were good, but they didn't quite hit that mark that I thought they were going to with this next gen Fallout game. It just been hidden for so long. There were like tiny little leaks of script here and there, but yeah, with Fallout 76, man, they just missed the mark. And there are people that are still on that game, and they're building a community, and that's great. I think that's great for any game, but yeah, I returned mine immediately. I was so done with that game. I played like a week. I tried it, and it was rough. But yeah, Rage 2, dude.
Yup, it's gonna be, let's cross our fingers and just hope that it's not.
Man, if it's anything, if it's anything like they're saying it is, it's just fast, visceral, fun, action-packed, crazy, three-bladed boomerang, nutcase gameplay, and oh man,
the destructivity of the universe is gonna be, if that even is like a viable sentence alone. Yeah,
dude.
It's gonna be insane. Can't wait for that.
Yeah, man. Rage 2. I played Rage 1. Pretty good. But,
solid game. PS2? I played it on PS2, I think.
Was it? No, I think it was like PS3, Xbox 360.
Was it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it seems like a long time ago, and I thought the Rage name was dead, but then they brought it back with that announcement last year.
It did kind of,
Okay, so I think that's everything we got for you this week. Thanks for watching or listening. We got this YouTube channel up and going. Feeling good.
Yeah.
Feeling good about this week. A lot better than last week.
Man,
we're getting it going.
Hell yeah.
So that's it for this week in gaming.
Yeah, I mean,
GoodeBaker's podcast.
Bakers,
Man,
I'll get it. Good bakers. I mean, same shit.
I'll get it eventually. So yeah, man. Thanks for joining me again.
Oh yeah, it's I mean, really, should thank the people for joining us.
I'll thank the people when they're there.
Ouch.
Thank the future people. All right, man. Well, that's everything we have for this week. We'll catch you next week. For now, peace.
Peace.